Hi, I'm Roger Peterson. Welcome back to Pro 423. Well, in our 25 years of marriage, I would have to say my wife and I have never been on the same page when it comes to sex. I'm not saying anyone's wrong, anyone's right. I'm just saying we really haven't been on the same page. And from what I can tell, we're pretty normal. A lot of couples struggle in that area. So I remember 4 or 5 years ago, I went and I read the Song of Solomon. I kind of wanted to see what getting it right would look like, because I knew what I thought it said, but I wasn't quite sure. So I went and I read it straight through, and I noticed 3 things. Again, after reading it, I noticed 3 things. First of all, and this is sort of reading between the lines, Solomon, I just look from the man's perspective. Solomon, when that book was going on, when it was being lived out, not written, but lived out, it was face to face. The things they said to each other, and yes, it's very erotic in places, but it's also just about what he felt, respects her and loves what he sees about her and all that kind of stuff. It was face to face. It wasn't texting or email or on the phone. It was face to face. And it takes a certain amount of courage to talk face to face. So I gave him credit for that. Second thing I saw between the lines is that this isn't between the lines, this is obvious, he used words. He didn't pat her on the butt. He didn't grab anything and say, oh wow, I like these, He used words. Looked her in the eye and used words. Again, courage. The third thing I noticed, I had this little picture in my mind of what was going on. I imagined, in the height of all that was going on in the Song of Solomon, I imagined her, the woman in the story, saying, "You know what, honey, I have a headache." You know what I imagined him saying? And this came to my mind. You know what I imagined him saying at that point? Well, that's fine, because I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. So there he is, talking about her body and what her body does to him. And I imagine him saying, well, I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. I'm not trying to have sex with you. And I learned several things as I noticed those things sort of between the lines, right? The first thing I noticed is it's not about sex. As much as I wanted Song of Solomon to be about sex, it's not about sex. And I think, guys, we got a lot to learn there, because I think much of our existence is about sex. The other thing I learned was it's really all about the heart. It's all about what you're feeling. Saying what you're feeling. I know most of my adult life, most of my married life, I now see that my struggle was my heart wasn't feeling anything. It's about saying what you feel. Now, if you're not feeling anything, well, we're getting back to recovering our healthy heart, right? Good lessons from Song of Solomon.